You've probably heard this famous productivity quote before: your mind is for having ideas, not for storing them. And if you follow this advice, you capture ideas you have or things that you remember to do in a note or task manager. And this is all good and well, except that the list tends to get pretty long pretty quickly for most of us. So when it's time to actually do something, we now have a huge list to pick from, and that tends to be overwhelming and lead to analysis paralysis. Analysis paralysis is so common. We spend so much energy actually trying to figure out what to do, and often it literally paralyzes us when we get stuck. So to remedy this, let me introduce you to the funnel system and the features in Amazing Marvin to actually implement this. So the idea is that on the top, you have all of your open available tasks, and you're going to try to, in your mind, visualize it as a funnel where you make a smaller and smaller subset of all those available items so that in the end, you can arrive at something you can do right now, just one task. And the first feature that we have for this is called Backburner. And as usual, you can press S to get to all the features and then search for Backburner and enable it. And this allows you to put anything that is an idea for the future in GTD systems, getting things done, which is a famous productivity system. Sometimes it's also referred as a tickler list. Some people call it a someday maybe list. And in your master list, let's say I have a lot of ideas for courses that I want to create. Obviously, I can't work on all of them all at the same time. So it might help to move most of the ones that I can't do right now, or I'm not going to do anytime soon, to the back burner. So I can just select them and then bulk send them to the back burner. So in my master list, which is in Marvin, where we do have all of our open items, there's a secret area now that we call Backburner, where you can see the items, and they have this icon with a circle and a line to say they're on the back burner, they're not currently available. So the system also won't recognize them as open or available. You can also see all of your items at the same time or just your open ones. So now I'm just going to focus on this one. This already considerably shortens my list if I can move certain things that are not immediately relevant. They're more like ideas that I have, but I don't really know yet when I'm going to do them. Put them on the back burner so that I'm having a more narrow, more tight master list. So then we're at step 2. Master list is all the things I could be doing right now. My open list, basically. For most people, that is still way too much. So let's think of some other ways to narrow them down. And here we basically have 2 options: planning ahead or orbit. I wouldn't use necessarily both of them because they do really do the same thing. Planning ahead is a bit more specific, and let me show you that one. So if you enable it, you'll find it under planning ahead, and you can use the P, or you can set it up in any of your lists in the skinny sidebar, and you'll get to this. Here you can plan specific projects and tasks for certain months. So I might say, well, March, I'm going to do these projects. April, I'm going to do these projects. So I can also plan into the future, which helps some minds to feel like things are taken care of, and we get a sense of, I'll get to that, and it's not just in an undetermined space in the future, but we feel like we have a sort of a grasp on it. We can also do more narrow planning, where we plan out our weeks the same way. Some people use both, some people just use one or the other. And so now we already have a more narrow list. We might have a list of tasks and projects that we want to get done in March. One feature that we're adding, and it's not out yet, this is actually the development you're seeing, is a capacity estimator so that you can see how much you've planned and how much you have available in that month and in that week. Because one of the biggest things that we tend to do is over planning. It's just natural, right? We come from a mindset of all the things we want to get done, not necessarily the things that are actually possible in a given time frame. So that's one way to narrow our list even more, right? Because then we can start to focus on just that month that we're in and forget about the rest for now. So similarly, if you want to narrow it more from the master list, you feel like your master list still has too much stuff, you can also use the orbit. Is this a more free version of the planning of the month or week? And basically it just means you can mark certain items as this is what's orbiting me right now. This is what is kind of current in my mind. And the orbit also makes sense to use in combination with the drawer strategy. So here you can turn that on. And then instead of showing all of your to-dos, you can just click on the title here on the left and say orbit. And now it shows only the things that are in your orbit. So tasks and projects. So this already looks a bit more doable, right? We can see, okay, we got this going on in work. We got this going on for my home tasks. It's just what's in orbit. And you can see this icon here. And of course you can remove items from the orbit and add them pretty easily. So again, I would use either the planning ahead or the orbit if your master list still has too many tasks. Because now we've narrowed it down from about 70 items to 17. Because one of the most popular workflows for most people, one most people gravitate towards by default, is to plan your day. So that in the beginning of the day or the day before, you figure out what you want to do that day. For a lot of people, that feels really good to have these sort of goals. It doesn't work for everybody. I'm going to tell you in a second also how to not do that. And again, overscheduling here is a big thing. For many people, actually, the to-do list becomes this extremely long list that you drag with you from day to day. That's also why we've added the orbit, because we do recommend, if that has happened to you, that you just take all of the tasks scheduled for today and you assign them to the orbit, and then you unschedule them so you can start fresh. So now you could, if you want to plan your day, just pick from the tasks in your orbit, which of course is going to be a lot easier to pick from these than from your entire master list. So we can schedule that, and now we have a tighter list. The goal should always be that we actually work from a list that's not very long, because long lists just tend to overwhelm our brains and we get stuck. So the risk of getting stuck in analysis paralysis and overwhelm is just much higher. We do have a lot of strategies that help you see the list, maybe just one task at a time, or see it in a visually different way that's not so overwhelming. And I do encourage you to, a good rule should be never work from a list that is really long. And what long means is dependent on you. For some people, 10 feels completely fine to look at. For other people, they might just want to see 2 things at a time. So for that, I do recommend a truncate list, for example, where you can shorten a list. Here we shorten it to 1. So we have different strategies for that. So if you don't want to plan your whole day, because a risk here is that you might make an ambitious plan, and again, it's really difficult not to be too ambitious, and then you feel bad at the end of the day because you didn't do what you planned. So we're trying to avoid negative emotions. We're trying to avoid that feeling of failure. So what we can also do, we can just skip the today, because also sometimes our days are just too unpredictable, and instead we just plan our next work session. So a work session is maybe an hour or 2 hours, something where you sit down, you get some work done, and then you take a break. For that, we have the spotlight feature. You can turn that on in your spotlight. And here, you want to just focus on the next session. So Marvin actually suggests sessions for you based on your tasks. And when you click the title here, you can say, only take from orbit, or, I want to do only tasks from this category, and so forth. Or you can build a custom session. So you can always have a session ready here for maybe the next, 3 tasks that you really think would be good to do. And then you can also even remove, the link here for today. And this might be your workflow where you go straight from orbit, you plan your spotlight, and then you always just try to have maybe max 3 tasks there that are waiting for you to do next. So that would be a nice strategy to try. And finally, the focus mode. I'm just going to mention it here because ultimately you can only work on one thing at a time. And that's where the focus mode comes in, where you just see one task. Now I've actually deleted. Okay, so you just see one task at a time. That's the goal. That's where our funnel is trying to lead us to, so that we can have maximum focus and no analysis paralysis. And I hope that this funnel system makes sense to you. This idea of creating smaller and smaller subsets, and try to keep your lists small, at least visually, even if there are more tasks, take advantage of those strategies. And if you ever get stuck in analysis paralysis, make use of our features that are called decision makers. For example, we have the task jar, we have random task, we have suggested task, where Marvin suggests a task for you. And we're going to be adding more features to help you decide what to do, because I do think it is one of the biggest things holding people back, and we just spend so much energy deciding. So if Marvin can make this easier for you, we want to do that. So stay tuned, and I hope this was helpful.